Hello, welcome. You're tuned into CrossTalk. My name is Kevin Tacci, and I will be your host for this segment. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about an event that is returning after a very brief hiatus. And I'm talking about the McGuiggan's Pub 5K road race, which is scheduled to be stepping off at around noontime on September 26th. To talk to us about not only that event, but some of the festivities that will follow is none other than Richard Rosen, the owner of McGuiggan's Pub. Richard, stranger to the show, welcome back.
Thank you for having me back, Kevin. It's always a pleasure to see you.
So talk to us about this year. Last year you were not able to put together this event, and this isn't just an ordinary road race. This is a road race that has been recognized, has been sought as being one of the better road races here on the South Shore. I think it's been quoted in actually listed in magazines. This is something that people mark their calendars for. Am I correct?
Yeah, at the beginning, we were picked to be in a series of 6 road races, one of the 6, and we had a pretty good impression. And from that, it really took off. And this will be our 11th annual road race. Unfortunately, it would have been our 12th, but of course, last year due to the pandemic, we couldn't have the road race. And normally the race is in May, and we weren't ready in May to have the road race of this year, so we put it off till the end of September. And we think that this is going to be a huge race, and there's a huge twist to it as well. So we've always done what they call the McGuiggan's Pub 5K, and we've donated all of the proceeds to a huge amount of groups, organizations, youth sports, youths, with a large portion of it going to the Whitman Food Pantry. I am very proud to say that we have donated over $50,000 in the last 10 years. So it's been very successful. At the beginning, it was like, we just wanted to do the best road race and raise the most money to give it away as we possibly could. And we've given it from the Whitman Food Pantry to local food pantries to youth sports to the One Boston Fund, a number of veterans organizations, a whole array of people we've given it to. But this year, we wanted to do a block party some weeks ago, and unfortunately that didn't work out with the women's Olympic soccer team. So we decided that we were going to make this road race not just a road race, but a road race, block party, and Irish Fest. I'm sure you remember that McGuiggan's did an Irish Fest a number of years ago. So we've been working on it for a little bit, and I am very pleased to announce that we are going to do the McGuiggan's Pub 5K that starts at noon on September 26th. And then when the race ends, and probably around 1 o'clock, the entertainment will begin. So I have been in contact with Maureen Haley. So Maureen Haley is famous for her Irish step dances, and they will be performing that afternoon outside on the street. As you know, I've been given permission to close. Well, we're going to close the road for the road race, but we're going to close Washington Street from Temple Street and South Ave up to School Street, the church. So that will be closed from just before noon to around 6 o'clock on that day. We also have Irish musicians, a duo, Cohane and Keneally. They're on board to perform that day. And then a Whitman local, Jen Kirby, will also be performing. So we're just hoping for good weather. We have a 1-day liquor license to be serving alcohol outdoors. I believe that Harpoon is going to be involved. We'll have food outside, and both restaurants, of course, will be open. So it will be we're looking forward to quite an afternoon in downtown Whitman. And of course, it's free to anybody that wants to attend to come listen to the music. We encourage people from everywhere to come just to watch the entertainment. It's going to be a great afternoon.
It's worth noting that this isn't just any willy-nilly road race, that this is actually a certified course, that there are awards will be given to male and female division winners, that this is this is professionally run.
Yeah, I actually bring in people to run the road. I'm not to physically run it, but to operate the road race. We have professional timers. It's chips in the sneakers. There are a whole slew of divisions, right down to little kids we give ribbons to. Yeah, it's a professional road race, and people use the time for various other races that they want to get into. So it has evolved from its beginning into a professional road race.
It's worth noting that if folks want to register, they can register prior to the race, but that if they end up registering the day of the race, that it could cost them a little bit more. Is that accurate?
Yeah, so they can go to either one of the websites, McGuiggan's Pub or the Patio at McGuiggan's, and the application is on the homepage, and they can actually sign up online. They can come into one of the restaurants and get a paper application and sign up. It's $30. The day of the race, it's $35.
Okay.
So it's also important to note that if you sign up ahead of time, you can get your bib, your chip, your T-shirt the day before. We have those available. We have a pickup at the pub on that Saturday before the race.
How important is putting on community events like this? Because you are, I feel, as an individual who loves his community, the town of Whitman, somebody who, this isn't the first event that you've helped put together. You and a group of residents were responsible for an event that was meant to be held once, but lasted 20 years. And of course, I'm talking about Winterfest. Where does the McGuiggan's Pub 5K road race stack up amongst events like a Winterfest for you?
Well, the Winterfest was started I started it as a one-day event that ran 20 years. During those 20 years, we also did the 125th anniversary events, 13 of them, for the town of Whitman back a number of years. We built the town playground. We raised the town of money, but we've done an awful lot of community events. We did the Tellers Cookie Drop was meant to be one year. We did it twice. I've done a number of community events over the year. We still get beat up every year or every day, I don't know, on Facebook because we stopped doing Winterfest. But we couldn't get any, 20 years is a long time. And, when we were 40, it's a lot different than we were 60. And it's, people were getting tired, people were getting, we used to give up a week of our lives every summer to do the carnival to raise the funds for Winterfest. So we still get beat up for stopping it, but I tried like hell to get other people involved to do it. And I met with different groups of people and nobody ever put it together. To me, living in a small town my entire life, third generation, and having events like this is what makes a small town the best place in the world to possibly live. I think community events are huge. It defines what a town really is. And Whitman has been spectacular over the years in what we've done. The road race, it's a little bit different than Winterfest, but the road race has become a huge event for the town. I had someone telling me today how proud they are about Whitman and what has transformed in the center over the years, because this person works in the center and they used to go home at 5 or 6 o'clock on a Friday night and everybody would be trying to get out of Whitman Center. And now at 6 o'clock on a Friday night, the parking lots are full of people because people are now coming downtown to go to the restaurants or wherever. that's important for a small town. It's important for a small town to survive. I've said it a million times, and you've heard me say it, that whether you like Whitman Center or you don't, it is something that most towns don't have, and it's a small functioning center. We have banks, and we have the post office and town hall. We have apartments, and we have a drugstore, and on and on. We have the restaurants. We have things that draw people to the center, and that also is huge for the town of Whitman.
Now, once the post-race festivities, those get off the ground, where will everything be set up as far as for folks to enjoy the food and the music and the festivities? Will it be right in front of McGuiggan's in the patio? Will it be right on Washington Street, or will it be off on the side street?
So it'll be both, but I believe most of the entertainment stuff will be taking place on Washington Street. One thing I might want to add for a potential runner is that every runner who signs up gets a T-shirt, which is a really, really nice T-shirt.
Yep.
And at the end of the race, you're given a ticket. Every runner gets a free beer. So, I mean, you might want to run just to have the beer. I don't know. So
now will there be any USA on tap, or is that all gone?
It won't be on tap, but there'll be plenty of USA beer for people to try. And, the cans itself, we allow people to take the cans with them. We normally don't, but because there's such a souvenir. So we have a little stash of USA beer.
Now, I'm surprised that you don't have folks who say, hey, can I grab a couple of cans, and that they don't open those cans because maybe they're hoping to run into one of the Mewis sisters and get an autograph on the can if possible.
I believe that we have had that happen. And because you can sell liquor to go, it's legal.
You have to be thankful that we are at that point in the pandemic that we can enjoy a fantastic event like the McGuiggan's Pub 5K road race and be able to have all those festivities that you have planned, the great music, the food. Is there anything as far as food wise that you want to kind of talk about to lure other potential folks to come down to the center on the 26th?
Well, certainly both restaurants will be open. And we're hoping for good weather so we can open the windows in both restaurants, because now the windows in the pub now open. So both restaurants' full menus will be available, and then we'll also be doing hot dogs and hamburgers outside. So if you don't want to come into the restaurant or they're too busy, you can still eat outdoors with the hot dogs and hamburgers.
I have to say it's interesting you mentioned hot dogs, because I remember one of the final Winterfest festivities that took place right out in front of McGuiggan's Pub. This is prior to the patio being built, because there was a parking lot at that time. I'm pretty sure was that you had the hot dog eating contest right in front of McGuiggan's. So it's interesting. You talk about having dogs and burgers, and then the first memory I get anybody who attended any of those Winterfest festivities was the hot dog eating contest.
It was certainly the most disgusting thing that we ever did at Winterfest for 20 years. We didn't start that at the beginning. That probably started about 12 years in, and we started doing a hot dog eating contest, and it was just, I don't know how that kid eats 70 of them in 20 seconds. It's just crazy. It was really fun, though. That was one of the fun things that we did.
I will have to say, though, and not to take this off the side of the focus of our conversation here, that is, we are talking about the upcoming McGuiggan's Pub 5K road race taking place at 12 noon on September 26th. But that is before that, I think they used to have a pie eating contest. That you talk about a hot dog eating contest. I believe that it one year got so out of hand that you guys decided not to do the pies anymore and deferred to other things.
Yeah, we used to do the pie eating contest in front of the town hall, and there was a couple people that got a little carried away.
Yep.
And luckily, people ruin things, and we couldn't do the pie eating contest anymore. So we gave that one up and went on to the hot dog eating contest.
So as we have a couple more minutes left here in our conversation, anything we haven't touched upon in regards to the annual road race, a call to arms. Summer is winding down, and before the fall begins, this would be a great time to come on down to McGuiggan's pub. Am I wrong?
No, you're absolutely right. It's really important to recognize the sponsors of my road race that have been, we started raising funds last year prior to the pandemic. So I had a number of people that made contributions, and we didn't do the road race. I contacted them all and said, listen, we're going to do the road race next year if we can. You don't need to give me any more money. I'll make sure that your name is on the, we take care of it. And it was amazing how many people that donated us money last year came back and gave us money this year. Like Mutual Bank and, AL Prime Energy. So and there's a whole bunch of them. I don't have the list in front of me, but it's important. The beauty of the event this year, Kevin, is that people have been cooped up for a long time, and it's outdoors. It's an outdoor event where people should feel rather comfortable about being outside. Even, as we start to regress a little bit with this whole pandemic thing, it's outdoors. So people should not need to worry, whether the person next to them has been vaccinated or not. And it's also important that, a lot of the funds that we raise, we give to people that desperately need it. And you haven't been able to have a fundraiser in the last 15, 16 months. So to be able to do all these things in one day, to me, it's really important.
And again, remind folks, where have you decided to put those funds this year? As you have said, that all of the money that is raised does go to a worthy cause.
So half of it will probably will go to the Whitman Food Pantry in memory of Ann Trotter. Long story, but we have never donated funds in memory of someone. But Ann, who was a tireless worker in the town of Whitman, passed recently. We just thought Danielle actually thought it'd be a great idea, my daughter, to donate the money in her memory, which again, we've never done before. And then we will split the money up to the South Shore veterans groups, the soccer teams, all the local people, and not just Whitman. I mean, we spread the money around to different towns. We get requests and we go over them, and generally we give people donations. Some of them, are $100 or $200, but it's $100 or $200 that they need. And some of them are $500, and some of them, like the food pantry, could be a few $1,000s.
Richard, we want to thank you again for talking to us about sharing details about the upcoming McGuiggan's 5K, McGuiggan's Pub 5K, taking place on September 26th. It's a Sunday, 12 noon. First 300 participants who sign up, I believe, get a fantastic race jersey. And this is a course that you definitely want to miss out on. And you don't want to miss out on the great festivities that are going to follow afterwards. So we thank you for sharing details about this fantastic community event.
Kevin, thank you very much. And I just want to close by inviting everybody to downtown Whitman on Sunday, September 26th.
I also want to take a moment to thank our viewers who have faithfully watched this program and many of the programs that we have here on WHCA. Until our next program, please be safe and have a good day.